We all have that ability. It's a kind of memory, a vertical memory of who we are inside, of what the highest parts of us are, that we sometimes forget.
That is wonderful. That is really wonderful to have this possibility. What is the process to learn if somebody doesn't know about this loving nature?
Well, I think for many of us, we're stubborn in life. I know I was. Maybe I am still sometimes. But we're stubborn in life, and we keep doing things that are not working. And we keep looking for answers in places where there's no answers. And so we have to come to a place of release and openness in ourselves. Sometimes in spiritual paths, that's called a point of surrender. Come to a time of some kind of giving up. Not giving up on our life, but giving up on the things that we've stubbornly been trying to do or hold on to that are keeping us from accessing something deeper inside. So we often have to come to that kind of letting go, and it's a letting go of something, but then we have to touch a point inside ourselves of the ultimate creativity of ourselves, the source of our own creativity, the source of our own wisdom. And then our hearts have to crack open to the loving nature that's inside us. And then we have to have the courage to express that loving nature. We have to let go to that and let it in and let it out. And I think it's really as simple as that. You have to have the courage to let it in, to find it inside yourself and just let it in and surrender to it and let it fill you up, and then let it express out through yourself, however new and awkward that might feel.
That's nice.
I think the process is essentially like that. And of course, finding other people who resonate with that kind of reality is really important.
That is so beautiful. David, when we were there, it was so different and everything. Can you help us to understand the different type of love and what is universal love?
Well, yes. So there's all kinds of love, and people mean all kinds of things with that word. Really, we're most interested in universal love.
Mm-hmm.
We believe that's the power of the universe, the power in the sun. It's the power in all things. It's the power in our atoms and the power in our cells. So it's universal. It's every place, and it holds everything together, and it fires everything. It makes everything go. So for us as a human being, that love is looking to constellate in our own heart, in our own mind. So it's looking to come into us and come out of us in the unique way it does for us as human beings. Now, there's a dimension to love that's certainly personal. So we experience love with other people and maybe even a special someone. And that's all beautiful, and that's all part of love. But those forms of love, those facets of love, sometimes distract us. They sometimes go wrong, particularly when we don't find the love inside ourselves and we're not centered in that. And so we can end up in patterns of envy and jealousy and resentment and fear, all kinds of personality things gone wrong. And so personal love without universal love usually doesn't go so well in the end. And many of us know that. And so we have to find a way of loving that, yes, we can express to that special someone, but it's not just saved for that special someone. It expresses itself uniquely. We don't treat everybody like we treat that special someone in our life. But still, the essence of love is universal. There's something about love that is the same inside ourselves and for everybody. That universal love is no respecter of persons. And when we just come to a place in our life when we just know that we need to share that love regardless of who we're with, regardless of the situation, then something turns on for us in a different kind of a way. And in fact, when we're loving with that kind of love, we can love that special someone in a way we never could before. We can love them in an unconditional and universal way, as well as a personal way. And then when we meet people that are tough to get along with, well, we find a way to be with them. It may not be particularly affectionate love, but it is a strong and courageous love. It is a universal love nonetheless. In other words, we're unchanged. You know, when that person is being, however they're being to us, saying whatever they're saying, spreading whatever gossip or whatever it is, still, we are being our radiant selves, just because when we know this about ourselves, we know that's who I am and that's what I do. And nobody can change me. Nobody can change me. The person who thinks they're my enemy can't change me. And I'm not their enemy. I'm here to be universal love and expression. I actually believe that's the truth of you and me. That's how we're made to be. And what I found is that's the happiest, most creative, and most effective way to be in the world. Being reactive to others doesn't really help. It doesn't help us and it doesn't help them.